Hello and welcome back, guys. Today we're going to take a very quick look at the Lost Ark auction house or market. Let's get right into it. At the top right, you can see the little icon for the market, for the auction house. You can walk up to the NPC and open it, but you can also enable it below your minimap right here and open it through there. So first there's the market. In the market you can get skins, engraving books, potions, cooking materials, and so on. And the auction house up here, that little second tab, is actually for gear, ability stones, accessories, and gems, which is a little bit confusing because while you're in the auction house, you cannot sell things that are actually for the market and the other way around. So maybe you tried to sell an accessory before and you couldn't because you were actually not on the auction house, but on the market tab. So make sure if you want to sell normal items like, for example, collectibles or upgrade materials, that you're on the market section of this tab. And if you want to sell armor, you have to go to the auction house and sell it there. Let's talk about selling something first. Solar Grace, for example, here, this goes for 58 and the recent price, the recently sold item is at 64. So this is always what you should be orientating yourself around. And let's say I want to sell this for 57 gold. You can see two little things here. If you hover over this coin, it explains what this means. The deposit is basically a security for people not to like instantly cancel their auctions again if someone outbids them or undercuts them. And the transaction fee is basically a flat out tax. So let's talk about, now that you know how to sell that, and it's a very quick overview, and now let's talk about an accessory. For example, you want to buy an accessory. In my case, anything in tier 3, I want to buy a tier 3 accessory, and you're clicking on that and you're like, oh my god, there's 66 pages. So right at the very top right here, you can see advanced search, and that one is very useful. So you can put in combat stats here, for example, crit, and another one, maybe specialization on top of that. And I want an engraving on it as well because I want to use a good engraving for myself, in this case adrenaline, and I'm going to click search, and there we go, 2 items are left. So this is very important to use, and it will be way easier than just looking through all of the items, right? You can also add other things like item rank, class, and all of these other things as well. But, it's very useful, and it's a little bit hidden up here. So I just wanted to showcase that just quickly. For example, if I want to buy this now, though, what happens? As you can see, first of all, it tells me the time left on the item, but it also tells me I require 5 of these blue coins. These are called Pheons. There's plenty of ways to obtain these, one of which is just through your attendance rewards right here. As you can see, I've got 10 Pheons here. We got another 10 later on, and so on. There's a couple more ways to do this. Obviously, there's also the Amethyst Shard vendor, which is right here, luckily. Right here, this guy. If you get some Amethyst Shards, you can also buy Pheon chests from this. I wouldn't really recommend doing that, though, because that's you will probably want to use these on other things, and you get these from achievements and all kinds of stuff, but these are fairly limited at the moment, so I wouldn't really recommend that. And on top of that, if we go to the store, which doesn't actually work right now, as always, because we're on EU, you can also buy these for blue crystals, which you can obviously also get for gold. These Pheons are basically a way to generate or to regulate the market a little bit when it comes to gold conversion, because a lot of people will buy these just through gold throughout the currency exchange, right? So they will exchange a lot of gold to get a lot of blue crystals, and with those blue crystals they will then buy Pheons. So it's kind of an additional tax for these kind of items. On top of that, also very important to note, if you're bidding on this item, you will just use the Pheons for the bid. So if someone outbids you, you will get those Pheons back. So don't be scared to bid on items. You will consume these only if you actually complete the purchase. And the last little tip I want to give you, which applies to both actual armor and items, but also to skins, is the can be traded mark right here. So as you can see at the middle of this item, basically it says can be traded another 3 times. Once this has actually reached 0, you can obviously not trade it anymore. So generally speaking, items that can't be traded as often or don't have the max trade amount will be worth less. So don't try to buy an item that has 0 trades left with a lot of gold and then you can't actually resell it afterwards. So keep that in mind at all times. And that's basically it for today. The market and auction house split is a little bit confusing in the beginning, but you will get used to it, I'm sure. And also the Pheon system is just something that you need to get used to eventually, and especially later on in tier 3, you will need a lot of these Pheons, so don't just waste them early on and keep them safe for now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this helped you out. If it did, please consider subscribing, always helps me out. And yeah, maybe see you on Twitch. Have a good one, guys. Peace.